I will continue with the presentation of the German BBEC. My name is Lina Mayorga. I work at the University of Hohenheim. And so the points that I will present to you today basically are the same that Kathy presented before. So I just want to give you the context of the University of Hohenheim, because for our BBEC, the University of Hohenheim is central. Our BBEC will be part of the university, and as the university has, as you can see here, one of the main pillars of the university is bioeconomy. It has been already for some years. So, and for example, here the university has some research centers, including the one in bioeconomy. We have a chief bioeconomy officer who is Professor Lewandowski, different agricultural research station, biorefinery and food technology centers, who which help to give a strong base to the BBEC. And also, of course, the different study programs related to bioeconomy, especially the master in bioeconomy that started in 2014. Another really key point here is also the cooperation, not just at regional level in the state of Baden-Württemberg, but also at international level with the European Bioeconomy University. So now I will deep on the BBEC and what we have developed here. So the vision of the BBEC is to serve as a hub for connecting stakeholders and actors. The idea here is that the BBEC supports the creation and adaptation of educational offers by developing flexible, interdisciplinary, practical-oriented, regional-driven framework and offers for sustainable bioeconomy at different educational levels. Then just to go a little bit more in detail about the value proposition. So the idea here is that the BBEC support this connection that I told you about before, but also offer consultancy services and continue working on social awareness of the bioeconomy with different organizations of the public sector. So, as part of the University of Hohenheim, the main target of the BBEC will be the students of the master and bachelor programs, but also PhD students and lifelong learners. In this way, the professionals, practitioners in the different fields of bioeconomy, as well as companies and governmental institutions, maybe more indirectly, and general public also, will be targeted through the different activities of the center. Here you can see some of the planned activities that we have described for the BBEC. There are some academic and some that are non-academic. So, for example, we have some innovative courses on bioeconomic topics. This is, for example, part of one existing course that is called Projects in Bioeconomic Research. But we also would like to have this connection with the industry. For example, here we have a series of lectures. This is just a potential idea in which different companies and startups will present what they are doing and have like a conversation with students. And continue supporting the students for connecting with the industry actors, for example, through the thesis. So this is more the academic part, but we also would like to have other type of activities, for example, using what we have already developed in other projects. For example, the tools for teaching bioeconomy related topics to kids, or learning modules for farmers, or an online course on bioeconomy related topics. And of course, continuing with the creation of books and publication of scientific articles on bioeconomy, as this is already one key activity of the university. Here also we wanted to highlight the certification to master students that is already happening, I mean, at the university level, but also certifying what we call the teacher profile, an interdisciplinary profile. This is also part of another project that we are involved in called the EBU label. And then, of course, the consultancy services and more towards the general public and exhibition bioeconomy for the general public. As key resources, of course, we have everything that is related to the university, and this is one of the reasons we decided to have the BBEC within the university, because it already has an interdisciplinary and dynamic working team. It offers already an infrastructure. Also, all the administrative part is somehow there for us to be used if we decide to take the center further in the creation and implementation. But also the network that already exists, as I said, at regional, national, and international level. And some others like dissemination materials and, of course, a website. So here I just want to show you how everything started for us. We kind of did a mapping of everything related to bioeconomy at the university. So, because it was, there was not a mapping exercise for that. And we realized that a lot of institutes, research centers were for example, working in projects related to bioeconomy. We could have, or we can have access to different resources and tools, and that's what the key point here. So we really want to use what is already available and connect everything in the potential center, BBEC. And these results and potential offers are targeted to external actors, but also to internal actors. Okay. Here is just a representation of what I told you before, but simpler. So basically that the Bio-Based Education Center in Germany with a coordinator will be part of the university here and will be in contact with internal actors, but also with external actors. We did also exercise for understand the potential expenditures needed for 1 year. And we have, for example, here the salaries for 2 persons for 1 year, including laptops and the basic things, plus these different items that are already given by the university, so in-kind contributions. The revenue streams will come from projects and also potentially from consultancy services. And yeah, basically the idea is to start with 2 persons and maybe in 1 year or in 2 years to create a bigger group to obviously to support all the activities that we plan to do. And I want to finish here with this slide in which I also show you some risk with practices and lessons learned. Of course, one of the risks is to be funded through projects. It's a risk, and for that we need a strong group focusing really on the application projects. That's anyway the way that we found, like the best way that we found to establish the BBEC under the conditions of the university. And also, it could be a risk, the attraction of the students to some of the activities. It's it happens. However, I think we, as we are in this context, I'm sure the risk of this is kind of low. As good practices for the creation of the center, for us was really important to understand the context, including the internal stakeholders that were not or are not always in connection or in communication. Also, it helped us to have some inspiration from best cases that are happening everywhere, and also to think about the cooperation. So, for example, we are in this European Biocom University, and with AgroBiotech and BOCU, we found possibilities of cooperation, for example, for different courses. And then, as lessons learned, as I said, this is really key for us. Use what is available, the resources that are available, for example, from other projects, and the communication and exchange of ideas and design along the stages with internal or external stakeholders always help and support this feedback and improvement of the idea.